voice in the headset. Anyway, my name is Chris. I'm going to be doing this Skippy race at Mid-Ohio. Today's the last day in this series, and I'm just having fun trying to figure out the Twitch stuff. So, looks like there's 34 people registered, which should be a good split. I am not fast in this car on this track. So I'm basically just having fun and experimenting with the Twitch stuff. So please bear with me. But I have run this track with the rough and with the Formula Renault 2.0, and those cars are so much faster. So a lot of the brake points and turn in and stuff are different for the Skippy. But I'm going to do my best. Right now I'm in the practice session, and the race is scheduled to start at 1:15. And so we'll be in here for a little bit, and then it'll transition us to the session for the actual competition. And I'm actually really curious to see what happens with that, because last time I had the map up on the streaming PC and everything was fine, but when it did the transition and changed my session, that's when it defaulted back to the gauges. So we'll see if that happens again. I did find a setting in the software to specify the default, so I'm reasonably optimistic that it'll work, but who knows. It's amazing any of this ever works at all. The other thing, I've had some feedback that the audio, the car engine noise drowns out my voice, so I've also made some adjustments on that. If you are watching, if anybody was watching, and you have any comments or constructive criticism or whatever, feel free to put it in the chat. I can't read it right now because I've got the Oculus headset on. But I'll definitely look and see if there's stuff that I can change. But so far it's been fun. This is the third session that I'm sort of experimentally streaming, and we'll see how it goes. Yesterday I did just sort of initial tech test with the AverMedia capture card and stuff to make sure that I could get all the audio, the microphone, the game sound, everything sort of just working from a bare bones perspective. And today I've set up the sort of more complicated display with the webcam. The webcam is actually my PlayStation Eye camera. I haven't used my Move for a long time, and I thought I had another webcam in a drawer somewhere, but I couldn't find it, and I did find the PlayStation Eye, and there's drivers and stuff you can download for it. It's obviously not a good webcam, especially for like color video. It sees the sensor for the Oculus really bright. I don't know if you notice it, but the Oculus sensor's over here. So I think anything that broadcasts in UV or light in general, it's really sensitive for. But I think in general it makes more of a washed out or black and white kind of image. But for the time being, it seems to work, and I already had it, and it's effectively free. So, okay. So, fast people in the last race I was doing was doing like 1:33s, so that's like 10 seconds faster than my last lap. And like I said before, I'm just having fun right now. Please don't be disappointed if I'm not super competitive. I don't know this track with this car very well. If I can survive the race and finish with only a handful of incidents and not damage my iRating, I think that's satisfactory. So we'll see how it goes. There's 47 people registered for the race now, which is a good sign, because when there's a big crowd, it splits people into different sessions based on your iRating. The goal is to make it so you're racing against other people who are in your similar sort of aptitude level. And it sucks when it's a small population and you get guys who are super fast and guys who are not. And but when there's a big group, can usually do a pretty good job of making it so that you're in with other people who go about as fast. Okay, so that's the message telling that it's time to go qualify. So let's go do that. And this is going to be the interesting test to see whether the map goes with us. So I'm gonna switch to the race session. The other thing I need to do is remember to move the mouse off the screen, because of course I don't see it once the game takes over, but it stays on the capture screen and shows up for Twitch. So let's see. Okay, so let's take a look at the streaming PC. It looks like the map is good. So hopefully it actually works. I saw something in the documentation that was saying that for iRacing it didn't get the telemetry data in a race session, but it seemed to be working in the practice, so we'll see. It would be sad if they somehow filter that data or don't let you have it in a race session. I'm not sure why they would, but okay. So in the beginning of the race session, we get a little practice period, and it's
car right.
I'm just gonna let this guy. Yeah.
Still there. Hold your line. Clear.
Only a couple minutes of practice, and then you qualify. Then everybody gets gridded up, and the race actually starts. I think this race is 17 laps? I'm not sure, but we'll see. And normally I'd switch back and forth, and for qualifying run with just a little fuel and stuff. Today it's not going to make a difference. I'm not going to be competitive, so the worst thing happens is you adjust your fuel down for qualifying, and then you forget, and you run the race, and after a couple laps it tells you you're out of fuel. 10-4, loud and clear.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I guess that means you can hear me too.
That's correct.
I can hear you both.
You know what? I can even hear you, man.
Left side. Clear.
Okay, so that was just a couple minutes of practice. And I forgot to move the mouse. Okay, so qualify, move the mouse. Okay, hopefully it's off your screen. So we're gonna go. The way qualifying works, you get one lap to just sort of get up to speed, warm up the tires a little bit, and then you get 2 timed laps. And you're trying to do your best. If you have any incidents or anything, it disqualifies that time. So it's not uncommon to screw up your qualifying and end up in the back of the grid. But so this first lap doesn't matter. It's not really timed. Although I am going to change. Somehow this got switched. My black box, I prefer to see the optimal all-time sector time. Okay, so the little display up there shows how slow I'm going compared to the best, fastest I've ever done this individual sector, regardless of my overall lap time. So obviously I was just going really slow there. But as I go into the next sector, if I'm up to speed, it'll actually help me know how I'm doing. So. So this is important to get lined up for the best possible speed and the
Okay,
start-finish
here
straight.
comes your first time lap.
Okay, first time lap. Don't mess it up. Oh, way too wide. Way too wide. Way too wide. Missed the apex altogether. But overall, I'm like, what? 0.2 seconds down, so it's not so bad. I need to focus. If I keep talking, I sit on the rev limiter. Yeah, 0.7. Not so good. So sometimes it's a little disappointing running with the best optimal sector time running, but if you actually get green in like every sector, that's the new best time you've ever done. You can still do a best overall lap time without clearing all the sectors, but it's best to shoot for best overall.
One more lap.
Okay, so 138, not fast. Better than last time, but still not very good. That felt like it might have been off track, but I don't see the warning, so that's good. You can sort of play with the track limits a little bit, and you learn where they're strict and where they kind of look the other way. Okay, so overall that felt better, and it was
There's the
a
flag.
little
It's
bit better.
over.
Still not my best time, and probably not competitive, but let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the streaming PC. Yeah, from across the room it looks good. It looks like the map is still there. I hope the data is coming through. So let's take a look. How much time do we have? We have 2 minutes until the race starts. So I'm going to check my fuel and stuff anyway. So 3.1 gallons for the Skippy is usually enough. For qualifying, if you're trying to be competitive, you drop it down. So you have the minimum level of fuel and the least weight. And then always remember to bump it back up before the race. Okay, so how many people do we actually... Okay, so it's like 15? 15 competitors, and they're all Division 4. I'm the only Division 7. Okay. Oh, no, there's one Division 8, but... So, I'm not optimistic that I'm going to be super competitive in this group. Let's take a look at the results. Yes, near the very bottom. But let's see. The fastest guy is 136, so my 138 isn't as bad as the last session. In the last race, I think the fast guys were going like 133 or something crazy. So, okay. Let's take a look. We got a couple minutes before the race. And was our first or second? I think the second was fastest. So, qualifying, yeah. So let's just watch that a little bit. This is a cool track. I enjoy it. This first turn always feels like you could go faster, but I always feel like I have to brake to get the weight forward and turn in. Otherwise, you just sort of understeer off the track. This second turn coming up, I have a lot of trouble with because, like I said, the other cars that I've been running on this track are way faster and different. So the point at which I have to brake and stuff is different. So, but that looked like a pretty good event. When you're in the session, this straight is the best, obviously, for drafting and trying to get past people. Okay, so that was the end of qualifying, and now we're going to go to the grid. And this is what it looks like from the back of the grid. Yeah, there's one or two cars behind me. So yeah, if I'm starting in position 12, I'd like to be optimistic that I can get up and have a nice, at least in the top 10 fit, but we'll see. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everyone. Buena suerte a todos.
Okay, so this is always a little tense. You have to wait till everybody's in the grid or the grid timer times down. And then we'll get starting lights. You just have to be really careful not to jump the start. And I've had problems in this car forgetting to use the clutch. And most of the other cars that I've been using, you can just rev and it does an auto blip when you engage the first gear, but in this car it doesn't. So I always remember, gotta have the clutch fully engaged. When the lights come on, you can shift into first and then rev the throttle and you're ready to go. Okay, so hopefully we'll have a good race and it'll be interesting for anybody that's watching. Hope you guys are having fun. So okay, first gear, rev. Wait for the green.
Green, green, green.
And we're off. Not a bad start. At least I didn't lose Hamilton. Okay, so these first
Left
turns.
side. Stay on the right. Keep to the right. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear on the left. Left side. Stay on the right.
Really mean to dive bomb him like that.
Clear on the left.
Okay, so we've made it through 2 turns. That's good. Some races you don't get that far. And everybody's been pretty clean. So let's see what happens.
Car on your left. Clear.
Hi guys. Let's all be nice to one another. Okay, this is
Car on your left. Clear.
Okay, so we survived our first lap. Like I said, often you get knocked out. We've made up a couple positions. We're in a 10th spot. Things are going okay. Still close enough that I can draft off these guys a little bit. Oh, I missed my shift. Crap. Well, that was unfortunate. So these three wide, they're not all going to make it.
Right side. Clear. Right side. Clear on the right.
Hey, buddies. Let's go fast.
Car on your left. Still there. Clear.
Okay, everybody's being pretty clean. That was not good.
Right side. Still there.
Okay, I'm gonna surrender that position. Yeah, you can
Still there.
enjoy, David.
Clear on the right.
Hope you choke on it.
Car right.
And David,
Clear.
hold it together.
Left side. Clear on the left.
David's doing what we're calling overdriving a little bit. So I'm going to try and give him a wide berth. I doubt he's going to survive this, right? Yeah. Did I call it or what? That's one of the tricks as far as like racecraft is identifying risk. And sometimes it's way better to surrender a position, let an aggressive guy go ahead, make other mistakes. Maybe in like a good situation, he takes out a whole crowd and you get to pass everybody. Or they're just faster and they do better than you. Okay, there's smoke up ahead. Could just be somebody braking. Oops. That's not what that's not the best way to flip the throttle and heel and toe there. Okay, focus.
Sorry there, I didn't expect you to break that early.
Okay, so I have a bad feeling about this group of three. Let's see what happens. But with David down, I think we're back in 10th place. So If I finish 10th or better, I'm totally
No
happy.
problem, Alex.
I mean,
It's
with my
coming.
level of preparation for this series, I'm not competitive.
I'll
so.
let you buy again.
It's also a little different for me. Usually I don't drive with the driver model engaged. But I figured if anybody was watching, it would be a little weird. So I'm not used to seeing the hands. Usually it's just the steering wheel. Hey, buddy. I'm gonna pressure you a little bit. Because if I'm right here, we might
Car on
try
your
a
left.
little too hard.
You've got a slow car on the left. Keep to the right. Car's dropped ahead. Still there. Clear.
Okay, that was a pretty good pass. I actually didn't really mean to overtake him
You got
that
10
way, but
laps
with
to
the
go.
traffic, it happened. So hopefully he won't come back and try and like knock me out or anything, but we'll see what happens. That's birdie we just passed. And it's Theory and Andreas ahead. So let's see if we can catch up with that. That was not
Left
good.
side, keep to the right. They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained. Clear.
Okay, that was a mess. I've also got this penalty, which, okay, good, cleared. Okay, so that was the second time in this race I've mismanaged the clutch and just re-engaged when my RPMs don't match the vehicle speed. That's what happens. The back of the car comes up.
You've got a slow car on the right. Go left.
Yep.
Car on your left. Clear.
Okay, that was fortunate for us. I don't know if I'll keep those positions, but it's nice to be up into 6th for a little while. Okay, watching the two guys behind us, they're side by side, which is always dangerous. More dangerous for them than for me, most of the time. So hopefully nobody dive bombs me. Okay, better. This is the most fun. I like this part of the track the best. Whee! Okay, lap 8 of 15. We got a long way to go. really kind of nervous about Brian behind there. I think he's going to try and go on the inside one of these turns. Like this.
Left side. Clear on the left, car on your left. Still there, hold your line. Still there. Still there.
Coffee on the left.
Still there, hold your line. Keep to the right. Clear on the left.
The same time, right?
What?
Okay, something bad happened to those guys.
Somebody's cooking hamburgers in the pits.
Go by, Brian.
Car on
Blew
your
my
left.
engine somehow. Probably downshift
Clear on the
quick.
left. Right side. Clear on the right.
Come on, Matthew.
Car
I was
on
just
your
trying to
left.
work with you, man. Try to catch the leader.
Stay on the right. Clear.
Okay, Birdie's making a little nervous.
Yeah, let's go.
Right side. Still there. Clear.
It's good practice driving through traffic, but it does make me nervous. I prefer to just focus on my line, let the other guys do their thing. Okay, 5 more laps. 2/3 of the way there. Okay, watch my line. Don't pay attention to him. That was terrible. Worst ever. Birdie's gonna come up again. Oh, Theory and Birdie actually exchanged places.
You've got 5 laps to go. Car on your left. Stay on the right. Keep to the right. Clear on the left.
Okay. Theory. I'm gonna try and push you a little bit. Obviously, the danger of pushing somebody is they break and you hit them. Okay, so we got Birdie still behind us, and then there's a pretty good gap. So it's all just trying to get along. We're getting a little sloppy through there. Try and hold it together, everybody. Okay, so Birdie's falling back a little bit. That makes me a little more comfortable. So this is good. This is the best sort of like race experience I've had in the last couple of streams I've done. A little more exciting than me just driving by myself in 12th place.
Hey, what happened there?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm taking that any better, but we're just taking it the same. think I'm a little faster through there than these guys. But I'm not fast enough to like shoot by clean. I'm gonna push you a little bit. Please make a mistake.
White flag, one more lap to go.
Okay, one more lap. Just try to hold it together with my goal of having a top 10 finish. I'm an 8th now. That's fine. It's not unusual to get a little aggressive at the last lap or two, especially when you're in proximity with guys like this. But I'm going to try and just stay conservative. Birdie's a couple seconds behind. We'll see if they make a mistake. Yeah, that's a mistake. More smoke up ahead. Last thing I want to do is bump this guy ahead. I hate it when people do it to me. I'm not going to do it to him. Unless he does that.
Car right. Stay on the left, clear on the right.
Good win all day.
Thanks for keeping it clean,
Cars
Thievery.
on the left.
Good job, all.
Whew, okay, so
There's
there's a
the
little
flag, it's over.
position change there. Ended up in 7th place.
Great job, you did
I'm
really
happy with
well.
that.
That was real clean when we're going side by side. Appreciate that a lot.
That was a good race. I thank everybody. Whew. Okay, so after the checkered flag, I usually do this little cool down lap. I think I had pretty clean. I don't think I have any incidents. But if you do, doing the extra lap helps, because the way the penalty is calculated, you get your incident points divided by the number of turns. So if you do an extra lap, that's another like 8 to 12 turns depending on the track. And that helps mitigate the risk. But it's also kind of fun to relax, just run one more time through everything, 6 or 7 tenths. You're not trying hard anymore. But I do enjoy this track, and I don't know, I'm feeling better about the Skippy. I know it's teaching me good things, but it's so slow, and it feels like you're making mistakes all the time, which at my skill level, I probably am. So anyway, hopefully that was fun to watch if you guys are here. If you do have any feedback, constructive criticism,
Bring it on
or whatever, please make comments and stuff in the chat and like that. So there are a couple things I do want to take a look at in the replay. Let's go back over there. This one I'm actually going to save. So we're at Ohio. Ohio, Skippy. This was the 3rd. And I got up to 7th. Let's hard doing the keyboard when I can't see. You know, I'm just going to leave it like that and save it later. Okay, so back in the very beginning. Yeah. There were a couple times where we were side by side, and I want to make sure I didn't do anything bad. So let's go through the first few laps. Okay, so here we are in the grid. Everybody's starting off. We'll speed it up a little bit. So the first lap was just getting through everything. At that point, I'm position 12. People had a couple incidents. Okay, I think it's in the next lap that I'm going to want to see. Pretty clean through there. Yeah, that's my big mistake. Okay, maybe the next. There was a guy who was coming. Oh, yeah, that's remember. There was a guy who was coming up, and he stayed on the inside for a couple turns. Past him. I think it's in this next one. Yeah, okay. I've messed up. And that wasn't too nice. Should have given him more room. No, it's not the seconds I was thinking. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it really was just in the first couple laps. Or here. No, this is it. This is it. Because the spotter's telling me he's inside. I try and stay high. Come through, power down, but I'm way too early on that apex. Push it through. Okay, I don't want to cut him off. Okay, good save. But I'm not going to just give up. Okay, so that was good. Yeah, I feel good about that. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm having fun trying to set up the Twitch streaming stuff and everything. But yeah, like if you have comments or anything, please put it in the Twitch chat and like that. So I think I'm gonna quit out and sign off. Thanks a lot.